How about now? Hopefully everyone should be able to hear me. And hopefully no background noise. Hope you're all good, everybody. Big up to Pete and to Katie and Tom in the comment section. Everything going so far so good? That's it. I'm just doing my sound checks. So, welcome to the stream. Manchester United taking on Fulham. Interesting game, very difficult. As you can see, I've got quite a Christmassy exterior today. I'm living in a very much a Christmas-centric household. So here we are. But enough about that. Yeah?
It's alright when you turned away from the mic.
Sorry. Right, so let's get into this. Manchester United taking on Fulham. Let's have a quick look at Manchester United's team. So, we are going today with David De Gea, the man, the myth, the legend. He's back in place of Martin Dubravka. I'm just going to turn my mic down a bit. I think it might be going a bit crazy. There we go, that should be a bit better. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys are struggling to hear or if it's too loud or too quiet or whatever. So we got David De Gea. Too early for the tree, Katie. Mate, don't. She's been on about this since pretty much Halloween night. Halloween night, she was like, right, let's get this set up. But I've had to fight her off till today. Couldn't fight her past today. So going on, we got David De Gea in goal. Tyrone Malacia playing at right back today. Obviously, Diogo Dalot picked up his fifth yellow card, so he's now suspended for this game. But it's a good thing because it gives him a bit of a rest. But interesting, Aaron Wan-Bissaka hasn't been picked for this game, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Tyrell does, sort of on the right side of the field. Moving on, we have Victor Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw at left back. And Casemiro returns alongside Christian Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes is back after missing last week's game against Aston Villa in that ridiculous 3-1 defeat. Very frustrating. However, he was on the score sheet and picked himself up an assist in the game against Villa midweek. Then we go front three of Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial and Anthony Elanga, which did surprise me a little bit. Anthony is still injured. Now, I spoke to Pete earlier, and we were unsure whether or not he'd be back for this game, but I guess he didn't quite make it. Didn't pass his fitness test. So today's going to be a really tough game. Just going to bring up the opposition. So let's have a quick look here. So this is Fulham's lineup. Going with Leno, Cordova, Reed, Diop, Ream, Robinson, Polinia, Kearney, Andreas, Wilson, Vinicius and Willian. So obviously the return of pre-season Pirlo. Andreas Pereira is back playing against his former club Manchester United. And, you know, I've not really seen or heard much about him this season. I don't think he's really set the world on fire. Not that we expected him to. But still, Fulham are punching well above their weight. And if you look here at the table, they're currently sitting ninth, which is pretty decent considering they've only just come back up. And they're only a couple of points behind Chelsea. And in fact, they're only really a couple of points behind us, but they have played a game extra. Manchester United are sitting in fifth. And we're only, we've got a couple of games over Tottenham and Newcastle. So a win today and a win in I think it's a game against Leeds, I think was the other game that we missed. So we can catch up quite nicely to them. Newcastle obviously doing Chelsea yesterday by 1-0, but they were by far the superior team in that game. And Liverpool finding a bit of form. They're sniffing at our heels now, and they're behind us by only a point. However, they have played a game extra. So let's have a look here. Pete's put, I'm so glad there's no Mitrovic. Yes. Now, that is a big loss for Fulham. Big game for Manchester United. You know, what can I say? I'm buzzing he's not playing. I think he would have given us a bit of grief. But To be honest, I've seen Fulham play twice this season, once against Liverpool, and they got the draw on the opening day of the season, and they looked pretty good. And I saw the Man City game last weekend, and I thought they were very unlucky to not come away with a point. They're a really difficult team to break down. I think that's where we're going to struggle today. They're going to try and hit us on the counter, which they've got every possibility to do. But very, very tough game, and a lot tougher than I think a lot of us are giving them credit for. Tom's put, try now TV again, bro. Let me see if I can do it. Hopefully that's a bit better. I've been told the front Christmas, because we've got the front lights as well. We haven't just got the Christmas tree behind us. We've got lights in front of me as well. Hopefully I look a little bit better on camera. But very interesting game. Let me know in the comments what you guys think the score's going to be. I'm going to go with a 1-0 either way, to be honest. I can see this going either way. Or potentially a 0-0 draw as well. I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Manchester United can't score a lot of goals for love nor money at the moment. Right, let's have a look. There's about 5 minutes to kick off. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I will be checking in the comments in a minute. We have got a long night ahead of us, and obviously as well we have got the review. Hopefully Tom will be joining me for that one, and we'll be able to talk through what's happened in the game and our thoughts. Big one for me for Manchester United is Anthony Elanga. Now he's so hit and miss. The good thing is most Man U fans that I've seen and had dialogue with think that he should go out on loan as opposed to just outright selling him, which is nice. But yeah, he's not ready for Man U yet. He's not ready. Right, let's have a look now, Tom. If this works, Tom, you're an absolute living legend. Even if it doesn't, you're still a legend in my books. But yeah, the players are coming out onto the field now. Fulham are waving their flags. Really difficult ground to come to at the moment, and they've also got the wreath. So we will also be observing a minute of silence as well, as we have done in the past 2 streams. But I'm just hoping Manchester United can do it today. So it's a tough game, really tough game. Tom's put 0-0, to be honest. Pete's put us 3-1 United, and Joseph, big up Joseph in the comments as well. I'm going 2-1 United, and Katie Lou's put, I think it'll be 1-0 to United or a 1-1 draw. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm. Pete's put, I'm off to see the stream. See you at halftime, guys. Yes, Pete, enjoy the match. Make sure you come back at halftime and let me know, as you always do, your thoughts. And yeah, we move. Still not working, Tom. But thank you for trying anyway. Right. And this is our team, as you can see on the side of the screen. Elanga playing on that right hand side. I'm so glad Rashford isn't playing there, but it would have still been nice to see maybe Garnacho get a chance, but I suppose out of the two, I'm trying to get rid of this twinkling that's going on, but I've got no say in this. I live in a Christmas centric house, so I do apologise if the flickering does do your head in, but yeah, I'm excited to see how this one goes. But based on what I saw from him last week, because like I said, I did make sure I tuned in to watch the Fulham v Man City game, and it was so difficult. City, obviously they lost yesterday to Brentford, but they're a team that've got so much creativity, much more, 10 times more than we've got. And even they struggled to break down this Fulham team, so I don't know how we're going to fare against them, I've got to admit. Tom's put here, give it another try at half-time. May take a while to adjust, I'm not sure. Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you, I do appreciate it. Right, players are getting ready here. We're going to put the mic on mute just until the minute silence has been observed, and then we'll be straight back. And that has been the 1 minute of silence that has been observed. So we are back. Manchester United taking on Fulham. Is it still called Craven Cottage, their stadium, actually? I think it is. But nerve-wracking game. Not liking this. Not liking the fact that Fulham are as high up as they are. The timer will be a little off to where I'm actually watching it from because I have to click on another screen, which is just really useful. But yeah, Fulham win this game. They go within a point of us. And we kick off. So we've got some people have predicted decent scorelines. I'm personally not feeling a big scoreline today. We've given the ball away. Fulham here in our third now. They'll be trying to probably get a quick start here. Andreas Pereira's been ushered out there by Luke Shaw, who also wins the throw-in. Wilson, of course, used to play for Liverpool. He's a very difficult player to play against. Scored, I think, a free kick from what I remember a few years ago against us when he played for Derby County as well on loan. Scored a brilliant free kick in that game. But always a threat from set pieces. And we move. But I think they're really going to probably target Tyrone Malacia. Certainly playing on that right-hand side. Now Casemiro's been brought down there. And you can already see Fulham already getting into such a defensive shape. So we whip it forward. Rashford tries to flick it on to Eriksen. Now Rashford has tried to break, but it's already gone out for a throw in to Fulham. Going to be an interesting one. Got my sneak ready. Got a feeling it's going to be a boring game. Going to need as much energy as I can get. Fulham throw in. Obviously now this is the last game before the World Cup as well. I'm not sure what we're going to do for the channel yet. We're going to do obviously hopefully some either watch-alongs with the World Cup, or going to get a couple of different fans on. The best thing about being in the World Cup is you've got fans from, we'll all be supporting the same team, mostly. So, in England. So we'll be able to, to at least jump on each other's streams and help each other out. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Bit of a cagey opening couple of minutes. But yeah, this is going to be, I think, a slog of a match. I'm not looking forward to this one. So no Cristiano Ronaldo again, not even on the bench, I don't think. Ronaldo's not on the bench, is he? No, Ronaldo's not even on the bench, so... Poor Speed. Speed travelled all the way down from the States, or across from the States. Referee tried having a bit of a kick around there. Paul Tierney having a touch there. Not a bad first touch, to be fair. Bought the play back so Manchester United can recycle the ball. But yeah, Speed's travelled all the way across from the States, and no Cristiano Ronaldo to greet him for the second game in a row now. Obviously came down for that Villa game on Thursday. Not sure if it's down to injury or fitness or whatnot, but he hasn't been fantastic, has he, this season? Just not happened for him. Now Alanga brought down William there. And Manchester United win the throw. Fair play. Good referee in that. I think that was a right decision, to be honest. We tried feeding the ball through there to Martial, but the ball's caught out. And it goes all the way back to our defence. We absolutely must win this game. We need to play at a good speed. Eriksen loses out the ball twice there in midfield. Yeah. I think this is going to be a cagey game. Really defensive from Fulham. And they'll just spring an attack on us. And here we go. William's on the wing here. He's fed it back. Vinicius caused the save from David De Gea. First shot of the game on target from Fulham after just 4 minutes. Rashford did really well there. Manchester United playing it out from the back, not very well. Rashford gives it away in our third. And Andreas Pereira actually did all right then. And Dakota Reed chips it across and David De Gea can collect. Still 0-0. Good start from Fulham though. Got a nice little position there. Down that right hand side. Obviously that's going to be a big area to watch out for today. No actual proper right back. Oh, it took a deflection. Malacia stuck his toe on it and it made it that extra bit more difficult for David De Gea to save, but he managed to pull it off. Can you do a sound check, make sure everything's okay? Yeah, David De Gea just been saying on here now. David De Gea is still not mentioned in the world, not been obviously taken to the World Cup by Spain, which is an absolute scandal. Scandalous. It's a shame he couldn't be a dual national or something and played for England or something like that. Such a shame. I think he's only. I only remember one tournament that he went on, and he actually, to be fair, didn't play well in that tournament. Made a couple of mistakes that were very costly, but still, he deserves another chance. Certainly in the twilight of his career, I think he's been superb these last few seasons. And if they're basing it just based on clean sheets and whatever, obviously he's been playing with Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof as his front two. So big up Asif in the comments there. Hi JD's put here. And Katie's put, will anyone be following a different team to England? I'm interested. Yeah, let us know who you're following in the World Cup as well. It's always nice. It's always nice to know. I will be periodically coming back and checking on the comments. Not got my usual setup today because, as you can see, I've had to move out of my usual space because my wife absolutely adores Christmas. We're not even in December and the tree is up and booming. I've got lights in front of me. It's like Santa's grotto in here. William feeds it through the net. They're attacking down this right-hand side. Like I said, they probably would. But Malacia's done well there. But Fulham win it back. Fulham with the ball in here now. Kearney chips the ball in. Straight through to David De Gea. Nice and comfortable there. But yeah, they've had two attacks down that right-hand side. Both of them have been fairly successful. They've managed to get through at least. But Manchester United have been quite slow this opening few minutes. Not really done anything. Just kept it. They're trying to playing it from the back. But Fulham are not letting them get out their own box at this point. But I find it very interesting that Wan-Bissaka hasn't been picked. A bit damning on him. Fulham win the ball back in midfield. Referee has been pretty good so far, to be fair. There's been a couple of shoulder to shoulders that Fulham players have sort of not dived, but gone down fairly easy, and he's not fell for it. So fair play so far from Paul Tierney. Luke Shaw clips the ball forward. That's not a bad ball. Marcus Rashford's through. Marcus Rashford for Martial. This should be 1-0. And it's a good save. A little bit overdone there for Manchester United. Beautiful ball from Luke Shaw down the left-hand side to pick out Marcus Rashford. Was he onside? He was indeed. Beautiful ball. Martial looked fairly slow then coming onto that ball, but it was a good save from the Fulham goalkeeper to keep it 0-0. Christian Eriksen standing over this one. Bruno Fernandes is making his way towards him at the corner flag. And he plays it short to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's ball in. That's not a bad ball again from Luke Shaw. Not a bad few seconds this for Manchester United. Andreas has really tried pressing and he's done well. He wins the ball back. This is it. Fulham could be in, but it's a poor ball into the box. Fair play to Andreas Pereira there. He ran. He tracked everybody then. Put David De Gea under pressure. I think it was maybe Marcus Rashford in the middle. I can't tell who it was. Oh, but that was a poor ball in the end, I think, from Vinicius. I'm trying to see what happened here. No, it was on Malacia. It was on Malacia. He came in from behind on Malacia and then tried putting the ball in, but Victor Lindelof managed to see it out. Still 0-0. Ball over the top. And, oh, that wasn't a bad ball again. Ball over the top from our man, Victor Lindelof. He was onside as well. If he'd have got hold of that, Martial, it would have been a goal to Manchester United, surely. But we're definitely going long ball. That's definitely what's happening at the minute. Just coming up to the 10-minute mark. Now Manchester United starting to press. This is good. Casemiro wins the ball back. Willian's done really well here. Willian breaks in. Wow, good clearance there from Victor Lindelof. Where's Donny, says Phil. To be fair, Donny could be on the pitch somewhere. We just haven't seen him as per. Here we go. Fulham whip the ball into the box. Not a bad ball, that again. Manchester United can clear. This is why I'm so glad, and I think Pete said it earlier, I'm so glad that we have, or they don't have any Mitrovic today. That would have been a difficult one. Katie's put gutted, they've not played him, he'd be all over this. Yeah, I think he would. This is definitely a game for Donny, right? We have to have that discussion, though. I think we kind of did speak about it the other day, and I think I did a poll, and a lot of fans said it's sort of. I've seen not just our poll, but other polls that I've seen as well, that Donny van de Beek's time at Manchester United is surely, over now. It's come to an end. Ball over the top here again. Bruno Fernandes is offside. Still 0-0. We're just trying long ball football at the minute, but do you know what? It is working. The last time we put three balls into over the box. Oh, he was just off. Yeah, we tried three long balls over the top, and I'm just seeing if anything's happening. Bruno Fernandes making his 100th career appearance. What a signing he's been. Oh, he's done so well here, the Fulham defender, and they're allowed to play it out. Interesting game, actually. It's a bit better than I thought. Opening few minutes have been good. Both teams really sort of trying to go for it. Test each other out a little bit. Manchester United come forward now. Malacia. Casemiro. Long ball. Fantastic ball to Marcus Rashford on the left-hand side. Marcus Rashford here up against the Reed, and Reed has come away with it. Corner to Manchester United. Bloody love Bruno. Gutted about Fred tonight, though. Yeah, this is a game for Donny and Fred for sure. Said you, no United fan ever. Bruno Fernandes with the corner, playing it short. Back to Christian Eriksen. Back to Shaw. Their angles have all been cut off here by Fulham. That's good defending. Ball over the top has found Christian Eriksen. Eriksen's ball in. Fulham can clear it. And they're going to try and break here. That's a poor ball, but Andreas Pereira's done really well there against Malacia. Held him up really well. Knocked Malacia to the ground. But like I said at the start, Fulham are going to be such a difficult team to break down. If Manchester City are struggling, we're going to struggle. Eriksen's poked it forward. Manchester United are on here. Manchester United is Bruno Fernandes. Christian Eriksen has put it in. Come on, Manchester United. It's 1-0. Christian Eriksen, I think that is his first Premier League goal for Manchester United. I couldn't tell if it had gone in, to be honest. It looked like it had gone just wide. I didn't want to celebrate prematurely.
Tom was just ahead of us because he'd already commented his name.
Right, okay, there we go. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. Scrappy goal, but it doesn't matter as long as it ends up in the back of the net. And we move. Manchester United are a goal ahead. I'm just watching the break happen now. Oh, it was a good follow-up run from Eriksen. But yeah, they've lost the ball there in the midfield. Fulham lost it right on the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes, I think he was definitely going for... He was definitely... Oh, actually, I don't even know. I think he was going for the pass. Oh, no, he was going for the shot. It deflected. And there was Christian Eriksen on the slide, coming in at the far post to make it 1-0 to Manchester United. And we breathe. All up to Fulham now. What can Fulham do? Hopefully, they will try and come at us a bit now, because there is definitely space in their back line. And they try and whip a ball in, and it goes out for a throw. Yeah, I think that's just been confirmed now. That's his first ever Premier League goal for Manchester United. I think he's only scored one goal prior to this as well for us, and that was in a pre-season game that was actually not even televised, behind closed doors match. Scored a free kick in that game. Yeah, possession's been 50-50. One shot each on target, and one goal for Manchester United. 100% shot accuracy. See? This is why you got to be careful with stats. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Phil's put Fred GOAT. Fred would have scored that. Even Fred would have scored this. Tom's put Eriksen. What a guy. Funny goal, but love him. Phil put I'll take it. I was worried about this game. If we put a few past these early on, they'll buckle. No Mitra 2 helps. Mitrovic is such a big loss. Such a huge loss for them. Martial did really well there, but handball. Wondered why Paul Tierney called that back then, because I think we had the break. But yeah, handball from Tony Martial. Gotta have a drink. Apologies if you can hear squeaking and whatnot. I have a very squeaky chair tonight. Don't know what's going on with it. Fulham here, attacking down the left flank. Pre-season Pirlo picks out Willian. Willian with a poor pass, then trying to play it back into midfield, all messed up. David De Gea, long ball out. But yeah, really, really good start for Manchester United. This important goal. Don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me. Oh, dear me. That's got to be a foul. What? Referee's having a laugh there, but Marcus Rashford's actually stayed down, so he's had to... That was awful. The guy literally climbed over the back of him. I've actually been quite happy with Paul Tierney so far in this opening 17, 18 minutes, but yeah, that's awful. How can you not call that? He's literally riding him like a horse or something there. What, you know, them buckaroo things that you go in America? What they call rodeo. Rodeoed him then. Marcus there with a definite knock to the head or some sort of neck injury, but he's back on the pitch, which is the main thing. And Manchester United have the ball. Casemiro going for a long ball. No, he's not. He's giving it back to the keeper. I was like, what is he doing there? Oh no, apparently it was a shot. Phil's put it's like Fulham don't know what to do without Mitra. Yeah, they've whipped the ball in so many times this first half, and they've not been bad crosses to be fair, but they have only one route football. And here we go, Fulham now on the attack here, going down the right-hand side. They've done well here. Pre-season Pirlo feeds in Willian. It's Willian! Feeds it across the goal, but it's snuffed out by Christian Eriksen. Fulham, they're not bad going forward, to be fair to them. But yeah, pre-season Pirlo's been arguably their best player. He is well up for it tonight. He wants to prove all the haters wrong. Obviously, he had that beef with Mike LUHD on Twitter, and he's never forgotten it. If Pereira scores today, I'm blaming Mike Lug. Here we go. And here we go. Fulham are just playing it around here. They don't know what to do. They look lost. Pre-season Pirlo's ball in. Casemiro out. Easy. This is where United need to be quicker in getting out of that block, though. They've all just sort of waited for another ball in. A couple of us pressed out, which is nice, but we should be pressing as a team. Now, Willian down that left again, skips past Malacia. Willian whips the ball in, and it's over. He was definitely going for the shot there, trying to get the top corner with that curling effort, but curled straight into a Fulham fan's face behind David De Gea's goal. Still Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. This is what I'm liking. Asif's put, my feeling is like Fulham will score. Phil's put exactly too slow to get out, and Asif's put they are hard to break. Fulham are a very difficult team to break down, but the onus is on Manchester United now, right? Fulham have got to come out and attack us. It's up to us to try and pick them gaps out. Fernandes is ball in. Marcus Rashford on the volley, but he was offside anyway. Thank God he was offside, because if he had missed that chance then and he was onside, let's have a look. Oh yeah, he was just off. He should have added that, but yeah, he was offside. So I'm not going to fuss about that. Bruno Fernandes wins it back from the goalkeeper's kick here. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he's done well here with Elanga. Elanga's ball in. Martial, and it's all fell apart. But yeah, we do not seem to be up for this press today. Certainly our front line. It seems very slow. But I agree, Asif, going back onto what you were saying about they're difficult to break down. They are difficult. We've managed to break them down once. We've actually probably managed to break them down twice now in this opening 20-odd minutes. Pereira and Martinez gets the ball back. The man, the myth, the legend, the butcher. And Eriksen loses out here. It's an end-to-end game, this. Sloppy, really, from both teams. Willian's done well there, but snuffed out, I think, by Casemiro, who smashes it back into the Fulham half. It is a really difficult game. Right, it is a really difficult one, but Fulham have to come at us now, and it's up for us to be clinical in our counter-attack. You know, if Fulham will get complacent, but we have to be quicker. Brilliant ball over the top there again from Casemiro. That long ball is on. If they can get that long ball right, we will score from that. Willian up against Lindelof. Yeah, that right-hand side looks so weak. And that's no disrespect to Malacia, because that isn't his usual position, but still there looks like a much more space today down that right-hand flank than usual. Assis put, we need to add to the lead. And Phil said they can't cope with our counter-attack. One good long ball and it's over for them. One beautiful ball. And it is coming. We've got both Eriksen and Casemiro are capable of picking out that pass. It's just whether or not we will. Ball in there and well snuffed out there. But again, Willian should not be allowed to get that ball. Now Manchester United are on the attack. Anthony Elanga here. He's done really well. He's slugged in, but brilliant slide tackle. Anthony Elanga, man, he's just not right for me. He just looks a little bit lost in this Manchester United squad. He looks a little bit too scared. I want a bit more confidence from him. Learn a little bit from Garnacho. He's got the ability, I think. He's got something about him, but I don't know. And here we go. Vinicius has done really well there to try and get past Lisandro Martinez. Martinez is stuck with him, and Martinez gets the ball and puts it out for a throw-in. Very good run for Vinicius. But you know what? Vinicius looked like he absolutely ran his heart out there, and it was like a light jog to Martinez. Pre-season Pirlo's gone down holding his side. I don't know what's happened here. He's holding his back now. So hopefully it's nothing too serious for him. He's actually, to be fair, I think he's been their most interesting player today. Linked the ball really well. Linked that attack, to the best of his ability. But no, Mitra is such a big loss. Elanga is far from a first-team player, says Asif, and Martinez is just something else, says Katie. Going on to Elanga, back to Elanga rather, it's just, he needs a loan. He really needs a loan move now. Like, it's not fair to keep putting him in this team. Pereira's done well there, skipped round. Ooh, Fulham nearly took the lead. Penalty to Fulham, or is he offside? He's offside. Wilson there went down, I think, under the challenge of Martinez. Could have been a penalty to Fulham. Would have been a penalty to Fulham had it not been for the offside. Just watching this a break again now. But what? He was offside. Yeah, Pereira's ball in to Wilson, but Wilson could only hit it into De Gea, but that was Fulham's best chance of the game. And it would have been a penalty from the follow-up challenge, I think, but they didn't show the replay to that because Wilson's shot was actually classed as offside, and rightfully so. Still Manchester United 1, Fulham 0, but that was ridiculously close. Wow, that was a very good bit of play. And I was just saying about Pereira being the most deadly player that they've got without Mitrovic, certainly in this game. Manchester United are really struggling to get out of our third of the pitch, to be honest. It is long ball football from them, which isn't bad because it is working. Another long ball here out for Anthony Elanga, who's up against Robinson. And it's been put out from Robinson for a Manchester United throw over on the far side. Now Casemiro. Nice little spell of possession for Manchester United in the opposition's half as well, which is nice. Before passing it back to Martinez, and we're going to try and attack down the left-hand side with Marcus Rashford. Rashford's ball in. Not a bad ball, that. Looking for Bruno Fernandes, but it has gone all the way through to the Fulham goalkeeper. Not a bad ball. That long ball is on. I'm going to keep saying it. Craig has put Elanga has been crap. I'm struggling to argue with you. Here come Fulham now with Wilson. Wilson! And punched away from David De Gea. Do you know what? This Fulham attack has been very good. I think we'd be having a different discussion if Mitrovic was playing today, because what they've got is actually been pretty good. Andrea Pereira pulling all the strings, but Wilson is such a big player to watch out for. He can switch it on in a second. Willian, for me, is finished, but Wilson is still a decent enough player. Marcus Rashford here up against Reed. Asif's put about them being glued in our half. Fulham really have been. We've struggled to break out. Fulham's work rate and Fulham's press has been very, very good. All credit to them. How far away do we all think Manchester United are from, competing at the top? Or competing with top teams? Obviously, I'm not saying Fulham are a top team, but how many seasons away do you think we are? Maybe the rest of this season and the rest of next season, and after that, or do you think like two transfer windows and we'll be balling? Do some people think we actually were on track to start competing now, or after the World Cup? Let me know what you think. I was adamant that we only needed really sort of one summer transfer window, and I thought next season we'd be really pushing, not necessarily to win the league, but we would be pushing top 2, top 3. After that defeat against Aston Villa, it just shows there are still tendencies to Martial's left it. Martial! There's the ball going over the line. No, it's not. Oh, that trickled through the goalkeeper's legs. He just couldn't get it. Martial, for me today, still looks a little bit leggy. And he was onside as well, but he didn't know he left it for Bruno, which was the right thing to do. Bruno fed it through. And, yeah, Martial just couldn't get that shot off. If Martial had taken it first time, that would have probably, more than likely, gone in. But I understand why he left it. If he was offside, it would have broke the whole attack down. And any potential goal would have been ruled off. Let's have a look at some people think. Craig's put Alanga desperately needs a loan. He's just not ready to be part of the first team. Over promoted because of lack of options. That's the main point, man. Last season, who did we have playing out there? We had Jadon Sancho. And whenever he was injured, it was literally left up to Alanga. And I think when Marcus Rashford was injured, we had Alanga playing on the left as well. Or Jadon Sancho on the left and Alanga out on the right. Not good. Not what we need. Need to cut Willian out, says Phil. Willian, man, he's just a dusty baller, man. Like, I was shocked he even came back to the Prem. I don't rate him at all, but he's always a threat because he's got experience, you know. He's experienced players, they can do it. Craig's put another 2 transfer windows if we get our recruitment right and Ten Hag gets back. Do you mean 2 summer transfer windows, or do you mean a summer and a winter transfer? Because our winter transfer windows have historically never been great. Certainly if you look back over the last 10 years. Phil's put here, need to cut out the deadwood first. Now, there was talk, obviously, talking about deadwood. I'm probably going to annoy some people, but there was a lot of talk that Fred was going to be offered another contract. It's then come out this week that he's not. He's actually going to be released at the end of the season. What do you guys think of that? Does Fred deserve more of a chance, or would you class him as deadwood? And thinks, yeah, he's the kind of player we need to be looking at getting rid of. And let me know who else you would like to get rid of, who else you think has run their time up at Manchester United. Maybe that's something we'll go through at half-time as well. That's something I'll, if you remind me, that's what I'll talk about as well. Asif's put here, 1 season. Next season will be the best. Depends on the Glazers and the signings that we make. Williams ball in. That's not a bad bit of play, that from Fulham again. Marcus Rashford's brought down and the pressure is off. Craig's put summer and winter transfer window, but knowing United's history in the January window, it will be 2 summer windows. Yeah, I'm thinking more of that. Certainly this season, I can, although I'm a bit annoyed this season because obviously I do want Manchester United to go out and sign the best possible player. This January transfer window, with everything that's going on with the World Cup, realistically, it's not going to be a good time to sign anybody. Katie's put Fred, oh no, lol, nah, in honesty, he does need to go now. He's too hit and miss. And Donny's, yes, Donny. Some Marcus over here is kicking off at the linesman. I don't know what's happened here. Paul Tierney's gone over to speak to the Fulham assistant manager. Don't know what's happened here. But Manchester United resume the game. Donny's got to go for me. Fred. I don't know with Fred. I don't know. I think Fred isn't right for Manchester United, but the thing is with him, there's probably maybe 2 or 3 more players that need to go instead of him or over him. I don't think he should stay here for 3 years. I don't think he deserves a 3-year contract. I think maybe like a 1-year extension or something till we can bring more people in. I think he's a good backup option. Certainly if he goes and we don't sign, maybe a Frankie de Jong or a Ruben Neves. I don't think we're obviously going to get Neves now, but Willian here breaking down the far side against Malacia. Great ball in. Martinez heads it away despite only being 5'6". Or 5'8". I don't even know how tall he is. I know it's caused a lot of controversy though, but he manages to head it clear. Pre-season Pirlo here on the ball, playing it in. I've been impressed with Pirlo today. Really impressed with him. Not set the world on fire or anything, but probably his best performance I've ever seen. from him outside of pre-season. I mean, he was another player, though, in jest pre-season Pirlo. Like, how many games did we see where he was a starting midfielder? Oh, Robinson's done really well here. Fulham are through. And it's just that last ball that seems to go wrong. Malacia recovered really well there. But it's down that right-hand flank. Whenever they attack through there, they sort of really do get through. But Bruno Fernandes there lost out to Robinson. And then that challenge from Tyrell Malacia was superb. Well done, lad. Well done. Second second corner for Fulham. I'm not sure if they've got much height in that team without Mitrovic. But they whipped it through to Willian! That wasn't a bad corner, but that was a shocking effort. Woo! That could have gone anywhere. Phil Jones, another one that never seems to be able to leave. We can't get rid. But now I think we've got rid of Ed Woodward. There's no way. I say there's no way. I don't think Richard Arnold's going to make the same mistake and allow Phil Jones to get another contract extension. I say he shouldn't, but who knows? You don't know with these guys. Craig's put, we're actually playing with 11 men today. A certain ghost is on the bench. I wonder who you're on about there, Craig. Katie's put, oh my gosh, absolutely bloody Phil Jones. And I'd forgotten about him. Maguire has to be top priority, said Asif. You know what's going to happen with Maguire, right? He's going to have an absolute banging World Cup. And Manchester United are not going to want to sell. Malacia didn't get the call, so he's just put it out. Didn't even want to risk it. Fulham will have another corner here. But yeah, Harry Maguire's going to have a ball in World Cup. Going to reinvent himself. And instead of Manchester United looking at that going, right, maybe now is a time to sell whilst his stock is up, they'll go, no, we're going to keep him. We're going to offer him another contract because he's good enough. Now, Harry Maguire isn't actually a bad defender. Like, he's not bad. He just doesn't suit our system. He doesn't suit maybe the system of a lot of elite teams. I don't think he's a bad defender, though. You put him in a team that has that plays with a low block, he would be absolutely unreal in a team like that. Or if you put him in maybe in an Italian team where they are a bit more defensive, he'd be good. But as an elite club that like to push forward, certainly play out from the back, and Manchester United on the counter now. Elanga's been... Was it Elanga or Rashford? Everyone swapped positions now. Can't tell who's who. Yeah, it was Elanga, I was right. Elanga's been brought down on the left-hand side here. Little push in the back. Manchester United free kick. But yeah, I do think Harry Maguire is actually a good defender. I just think that elite clubs, they're like the way that Pep Guardiola is a real good example. Pep has pushed defenders or showed how defenders can play on the halfway line. Look at Manchester United now. Lisandro Martinez, ball over the top. Martinez and Lindelof are just behind the centre circle. Now, they've both got a bit of pace. Lindelof maybe not pacey, but he's got more pace than Harry Maguire. Now, a ball over the top with Harry Maguire playing there, more than likely he's going to get beat. And that is where his defensive frailties show. I just think things have spiraled out of control from at the club, and usually when that happens, it is time to go. But I will not sit here and say he's a bad defender, because I don't think he is. I really don't. Just don't think he's right for United. Katie's put, literally took the words out of my mouth, JD. He'll play like he did in the Euros and everyone will love him again. Phil's put that Christmas tree needs to go. I'm being held hostage here, mate. I've got no choice. No choice. She sat next to me as well, so I've got to be careful what I say. Craig's put, Malacia is struggling against William. I never thought I would be saying that, to be honest. We've got to remember, though, Malacia is playing out of position. I know it's, full back, but when you've been playing left back your whole career, then all of a sudden you move to the right-hand side, it might disorientate you a little bit, might make it a bit more difficult. But I agree. I really think Malacia has struggled, and all their main attacks have come down the right-hand side, and they've looked dangerous as well. And here we go, Luke Shaw now. Oh, that looked a bit more adventurous than it actually ended up being. Fulham are so difficult. Ball out from Casemiro. Lovely ball. That's something that we have missed from our midfield over the last few seasons. Good ball here. Martial whips it out wide to Marcus Rashford. Slightly overhit, but Marcus Rashford recovers it up against Reed. Luke Shaw's ball in. Martial! Oh, over the bar. Still 1-0 Manchester United, but that should have been 2. Fantastic ball from Roberto Carlos there. Brilliant ball in. Whipped it in. Beautiful bend. Was he offside? No, he was onside as well. Oh, dear me, Martial. You're going to be disappointed when you watch that one back. Right on the money as well. Katie's put, we've had to put up early. We've had to put it up early, Phil, because of the Polar Express. And Assis put, Willian just playing his game against United all the time. Alanga should be off in the second half. I can't see it though, man. I don't know what change you would, or how you would make it. Like, you put Marcus Rashford out on the right and have Garnacho down the left. Palestri's another option. I would personally prefer Palestri over Alanga. We've not seen enough of Palestri yet. I think he's got a little bit more about him, character-wise. And as the mighty Leicester manager once said when he was at Liverpool, it's all about character. Got to show great character. Phil's put, I'll be on the Polar Express in 2 weeks. I'll be on from Friday for the next 6 weeks. Wish me luck. And Craig's put, we should be 3-0 up. We need a new striker. No, not necessarily getting at Martial, because I think Martial's still decent, but we need another striker that we can bring on, or that we can play this kind of football with all the time. If a certain somebody, who will remain nameless, was playing today, we would be really struggling against this Fulham team. Just no pace up front, but we've looked more deadly, I think, with this front three. Shaw clears it. But yeah, finishing wise, he's been. I think he looks leggy today, Martial. I think he looks really leggy. Almost like he's playing through injury, but who knows? He gets a big break after this. Now Martial feeds it through here to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford's done really well, skipping around everybody. Malacia's done well, but then it's a full. Ooh, that's a painful one. Malacia here's. I don't know what's happened. I think he's gone to kick the ball, missed the ball, and kicked the player. Ooh. Right, Malacia's gone to kick the ball. As the Fulham defender, I don't know who it is, has gone to kick the ball away. I think the Fulham defender's won the ball. Yeah, he has. And Malacia's gone through him, but that is a painful one for both of them, to be honest. To be honest, Malacia looked like he came off worse in that. But it should have been the Fulham defender who just sort of gets back up after a little bit. Nearly half time. Tight game. Fulham have probably been slightly better in terms of going forward, but in terms of chances created, we should be a couple of goals up now. Craig's right. Craig's put, get Alanga off and put Garnacho on the right. Katie Lou's put hashtag Gakpo United. And Assis put, agreed, Craig. Yeah, I think that's the only way you can do it. But then we lose Marcus Rashford. That's a good ball in from Rashford, speaking of which, on the left. I cannot stand Marcus Rashford on the right. I really can't. Like, that Villa game gave me nightmares after watching him play on the right-hand side. He's so miserable. His body language, everything just drops. Isn't it nice having a midfield that can actually pass the ball as well, instead of, McFred? Now, I actually like Scott McTominay. I don't really think he's that bad, but having a midfield like Casemiro and Christian Eriksen that can actually pick out long-range passes, or can just do something is so nice, man. Like, I can't even express how nice it is to see a midfield that can pass. Instead of two players that are sort of scared either of them are going to make a mistake. Brilliant play out there from Casemiro. Found Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's playing in field. That's a great challenge from Fulham. However, he has brought it back because he did pull his shirt earlier on. Paul Tierney here looking a little bit like John Travolta, I've got to admit. Certainly with that bald head of his. Rashford is still better than Elanga on the right. Yeah, he is, but he's not as good. Like, his stats go down a bit on the right. I see what you mean, but I'd still go with Palestri personally. I would still go with Palestri over. It's a ball over the top. Oh, and it's a mistake. Bruno Fernandes puts the ball in. Oh, Eriksen puts it just wide. It should be 4-0 up. Oh, so close. Manchester United. I can see Fulham getting back into this just because we have missed so many chances. Bruno puts the ball in and Eriksen, that should be a goal. That's such a good chance for Eriksen. And it's a ball there. Oh, so close. So close. Oh, lost for words. Craig's put that noise you made when you saw Malassi go down injured sounded like a noise that belongs in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. I don't know what you mean, Craig. I'm still a Christian virgin. And Phil's put here, been saying Eric and Bruno in the centre. It's just so nice to see. Half time. Stop the timer. And we move. Assis put, oh God, gross. That should have been in the back of the net. It's a terrible miss, wasn't it? Shocking miss. Half time. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to go into mine in a few seconds. I am just going to have some of this. It started off quite a boring game, didn't it? I can't believe that I'm just watching the replay for Christian Eriksen. That miss at the end, honestly shocking. Ugh. Are we going to rue these missed chances now? That is the question, isn't it? I think we are. I think we're really going to struggle. We're going to really regret missing. So, Martial missed a good couple of chances. I don't know. I'm just watching some of these replays over now. That header from Martial was shocking, man. You can't be missing that. Brilliant ball in from Luke Shaw, though, I've got to say. Let me know your half-time changes, guys. I think we're all in agreement that the right-hand side needs changing. We need... I'm saying Palestri. Most of you guys are saying Garnacho. Do we know if Garnacho can play on the right? Phil's put it's going to bite us in the arse. Yeah, it is. I think it is. Usually these games where you miss chance after chance, they always come back for you. Just going to have a quick look on Twitter, see what everyone's saying. So just having a quick look on Twitter. Obviously, I don't know some of these people, but Tio obviously has joined our chat quite a few times. He said Manchester United need to be more ruthless. Tio's also said if Ronaldo had his last season form, he would have had Haaland numbers by now with these chances. Do we think if Ronaldo was on today, we'd be more goals up? We don't seem to play the same with Ronaldo. I think we create chances that Ronaldo would score when he's not in the team. And when he's in the team, for some reason, we just don't seem to play the same. And I don't quite understand why. And it is a little frustrating, to be honest. Just putting out a tweet here. But we will have a look at that table as well in a minute. Because obviously we will be going up a little bit from there. Let's put that there. Shiv United has put everything for Fulham going down their left. So that's obviously down our right. We also need to get a grip and some control of the game, as we can't let this sort of pattern continue for another 45, as I know for a fact that a Fulham goal is coming. We need someone to help Malacia. Now, obviously, he's not getting much support from Elanga. Elanga's not really doing much going forward. He's not doing much coming back. It's obviously going to be a big cause for concern. Because Ronaldo doesn't press or link up the same as Martial does. Martial is elite at it. That's a fair point. I think that's Paul that's put that. And Craig put, we don't play the same because we're trying to force the ball to Ronaldo all the time. I think them two are fair points. I think you're both on with that. It's really frustrating though, but like, why are we doing that? Is that something that we do because Ronaldo demands it? Or is that just instinctively you think, oh, Ronaldo, I've got to get the ball to him? I don't know what it is. But it's so frustrating because you're absolutely right. If Ronaldo was in them positions, that header in particular, that was a goal for Ronaldo. The follow-up run that Eriksen missed, that was a goal for Ronaldo. Ronaldo probably would have had a hat-trick in that first half. But we just don't seem to play the same way. And as I've said on every stream, that is mainly down to Manchester United players, not necessarily down to Ronaldo himself. Not fully down anyway. Big shout out to Pete's United Point of View as well. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. His latest video is very new to YouTube, same as us here at Shoestring. But his YouTube channel is really starting to take off, so respect to him. He's obviously going to come on the podcast after the World Cup, maybe even during the World Cup if I can get him to do that. And it'd be nice to have him on board here as well. Lisandro Martinez's first half won 100% of his aerial duels, which is four aerial duels out of 4. 100% of his ground duels, and it hasn't been dribbled past in that first half. He's got an 84.4% pass accuracy, 3 clearances, 1 interception, 2 tackles. Jamie Carragher, once again, eat your heart out. Insane. Let's have a look at some more of these comments that are coming in. Peach United Point of View, just talking about you as well, bro. Martial should have had a couple that half. Really should have. Really should have. Very poor by his standards. I still don't think he looks 100% though. I think the injuries that he carried on earlier in the season are starting to really catch up with him a little bit more. He's not as sharp as he usually is. My halftime dinner has arrived. Can't wait for some of these. I've got here, probably not something they do on purpose, but just him being there, I'd imagine, plays in their head. Get Elanga off. He's been about as useful as a toddler doing algebra. Craig, I love your analogies. I really do. They do provide me a source of happiness, I've got to admit. But yeah, I think you're right there. It's North OMG. I really do think it's just an instinctive thing. You see Ronaldo, you go for him, don't you? But it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. A lot of people talking about Willian in that half. Now, I think it's one of them. I don't think William actually has done that much. He's just got through. And I do think that's obviously down to Malacia playing on that right-hand side. I think he's finding a lot of joy down there, but I still think his end ball's been pretty average. I don't think he's really done anything that's caused us too much harm. Still has that potential to, without a doubt. But must admit, I'm impressed with what I've seen from Fulham. The previous game against Man City, they were so defensive, as you would be against City. But today, they've really come at us. Really come at us. Most goals and assists in the first 100 appearances. So, Bruno Fernandes has 64 goals and appearances combined. So, goal contributions, thank you, in 100 Premier League games. Can't argue with that. He's now overtaken Wayne Rooney. Wow. He is 20 off Eric Cantona. Wow. Bit of an unusual one. Why not Ronaldo on the wing? I'm not opposed to that, to be honest. Just think when he's the figurehead of the attack, he's just everywhere. But I think Ronaldo would struggle on the wing because I don't think he's got the legs in him to maybe track back. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh there, but that would be my only thing I'd worry about. Pete's put, I'd keep Elanga on until 60 minutes, to be honest. I think Erik ten Hag will. I don't think that's necessarily the right thing to do. I don't think he should start the second half, but I do think Erik ten Hag will give him another 10-15 minutes before maybe bringing on Garnacho and making that tactical swap. Asif has put, what if we put Martial on the right and Ronaldo in the middle in the second half? Is Ronaldo on the bench? I don't think Ronaldo's on the bench. I need to have a look at that. I don't think he is, though. Pete's put here, pacing behind is a threat. If we get that long ball, I've been banging on about that the whole of this first half. If we can get that long ball right, it's happening. It's North has put, Willian has had it too easy with Malacia. Way too easy. He's found so much space, but like I say, his end product hasn't been great. The thing is with Willian, though, because of his experience, and you know what, he used to actually be a decent player. I don't rate him as a player anymore, but he's always got that. There's always something that he could do against us. Asif Ronaldo isn't on the bench. No, they got answered my question. And Phil's put point taken in regards to Ronaldo playing on the wing. I just don't know what it could be. Maybe a formation change. Maybe we see a 4-4-2. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing like something with two strikers up next to each other, like a Martial and a Ronaldo playing off each other like in the good old days. But football has evolved. I don't know if many teams play with the two up there. Asif has put, sorry JD, again missed the match build up. I don't know who the player list is. Oh, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I did the match build up and I question myself with them. But looking at, let's have a look at the table. This is just be as it was before the game. Not sure if the stream is still working, if you can hear me, but yeah, I think everyone's okay. So yeah, Manchester United now, if they go on to win this, up to 26 points, which puts us just 3 points behind Tottenham Hotspur with a game in hand. They've got a much better goal difference than we have, though. We need to score 9 past these now, and then we'll be back up to 4th. But I've got to admit, Tottenham are getting increasingly more lucky every game. Like, let's be honest, they are every single game. They seem to be sort of scraping through. Pete's put, back off to my stream. See you on the review, mate. Not a problem. Enjoy the match, Pete. I will post the link. Actually, I need to post a link in the description to the match review. I'm hoping Tom's back with us today after his week-long vacation, and he should be back for that match review. It should be taking place just after this game, probably 10-15 minutes afterwards. Let me just have a look. Who do you think's going to score next, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know who you think, what you think the match score is going to be after seeing a half of it, and let me know who you think will score next, and who do you think is going to ultimately win the game. You've got a half of football there to make up your decisions. I don't think any changes have been made or are going to be made. Yeah, up to 5th. Well, it was remaining 5th rather, but still 4 points over Liverpool, who are in 6th, cementing that 5th place so far. That's why that game against Villa last week was such a disappointing loss. Just looking here. Yeah, when Fulham, yesterday I think Spurs went down to Leeds, and then they just all of a sudden pulled it back, which was incredibly frustrating. Got to admit, incredibly frustrating. Anybody that's new to the channel, anybody that is joining us for this live watch along, please drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us massively. I'm looking already, we've had nearly 350 views today, which is incredible. Certainly, like, for a live, that's more than we've ever had before, so thank you to every single person that's coming. Even if you've watched a couple of minutes of it, drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. Please help us grow. And drop a couple of comments in as well. I always try and read them out. Love hearing from you guys, so it's all good. Just getting the link. There we go. The link for the review is in the bio in a few minutes. So yeah, anybody that's new to watching, just as the second half kicks off, go into the comment section. You'll be able to see the link for the review and drop that a like and we'll be there. Right, game has started. But yeah, Anthony Elanga and Malassi are both still playing down that side. It's going to be so difficult for us to hold Willian and Robinson, I think Robinson's been playing very well as well. Ass has put, gosh, when are we going to make it top 4? Premier League is so hard to watch. Every team in the league is like a top team. JD, get Pete on the live stream. It will be great to have him on the stream. Yeah, Pete is coming on. We're just trying to arrange dates and times and things. Whenever Pete's free, I'm usually not. I'm actually going to be away from Shoestring for a couple of weeks now. I'll be able to do a few. Fulham's ball in. That's not a bad ball. Goal kick to Manchester United ended up, but that wasn't a bad ball in there from Fulham. But I'm actually going to be away from Shoestring for a few weeks. I've got a new job coming up, a Christmas job, that keeps me away from doing this, which is a big shame. But I actually love the job I'm doing, and Tom's going to be in charge of everything. He's going to be running the streams and things. And hopefully we can try and get some more fans on board, certainly with the World Cup coming up. But we'll still do the occasional Manchester United stream, keep up to date, keep up to date on the latest news and everything that's going on. Put my teeth back in. Just gonna move. But lively start from Fulham. They've come out really looking sharp, to be honest. But it's made Manchester United play a bit quicker now. Anthony Martial here. Plays it through to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, oh, that was a nice attempt there to feed that ball through to Christian Eriksen. But it is snuffed out and Fulham hit it long, but it only finds Lisandro Martinez. who plays it out beautifully, actually. Quite calm under pressure. Finds Bruno Fernandes. Nice little 1-2. Bruno Fernandes' ball across. And Marcus Rashford is through. Marcus Rashford. Oh, Anthony Elanga, rather. I couldn't tell who was who, that it was Anthony Elanga, because it came from a different angle than I was expecting. But Manchester United almost made it 2. What a ball that was from Bruno Fernandes. All onside as well. It was Elanga and then Rashford on the follow-up. Deflects wide for a corner to Manchester United. Very good start here for Man U. 1-0. 48 minutes played. Craig's put, good luck with the new job, mate. Cheers, Craig. Thank you. And Assis put, oh no, we'll miss you so much. Anyways, congratulations and the best of luck with the new job. Thank you so much, guys. Means a lot from you. But like I say, I'll still be hovering around. I'll try not to stay too distant because I absolutely love doing this. Luke Shaw with the ball in. Casemiro whips the ball across there. It's a good ball that is from Casemiro, but Bruno Fernandes is just beaten to it by Robinson. But Bruno Fernandes wasn't happy at first. He did moan at something, as Bruno likes to do, but then he does applaud the effort from Casemiro. This is a game I just don't know which way it's going to go. I don't know where the next goal's coming from. Both teams have actually been pretty decent. Malacia. Eriksen. All Manchester United the second half so far. It's actually brilliant. Ball in again from Casemiro. Elanga plays it back. Just to keep it going. Malacia plays well there. All Man United, all here. This is nice. I like this. Martial with an effort. Good save from the keeper. Good hands. Hoping that he was going to spill it out. Bruno was straight in there waiting for any rebound. Yeah, good save from the keeper. Straight at him, but still didn't spill it. Some power behind that shot. Manchester United win the ball straight back. Bruno is creating so many chances, but we are wasting them, says Craig. Really is. Bruno's been fantastic today. I've been really impressed with him. Malacia goes sliding in there, and he's done well. But to be fair to him, I don't know who this Fulham player is, but he's done really well against Malacia there. Looked like Malacia just pushed him into the corner flag, but he won it back. Fulham now have a little bit more of this. Vinicius with a shot and David De Gea just saves. Oh my goodness, that could have been 1-1. Very, very good there from Fulham. Just out of nowhere. It took a deflection. It's a beautiful turn from Vinicius. Don't know who he's up against. Yeah, deflects off the back of Luke Shaw. Vinicius turns it there, but now Fulham have a corner. They've played it short. Ball in. That's not a bad ball in. David De Gea again puts it out for a Manchester United for a Fulham corner rather. What a save from the big man. It's still Manchester United 1, Fulham 0, but it's very, very touchy here. Fulham throwing everything at us now. This is where those early missed chances become a problem. David De Gea saving us once again. But credit to Fulham, they've been brilliant here. Kearney plays it back out to pre-season Pirlo, but his cross is blocked out by Bruno Fernandes, who puts it out for yet another Fulham corner. Fantastic few minutes for Fulham. Craig's put the fact that some people in our fan base don't like Bruno just baffles me. It baffles me too, mate. The thing is, there's always agendas against players, and it's a strange fan base in that sense. Kearney, and now Manchester United have a break. Marcus Rashford here. It's currently 3-on-5 now. Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes whips the ball in, but it goes too far past Martial, and pre-season Pirlo recovers. Oh dear me! Fair play to Fulham though. They got back into shape so quickly there. It was a 3-on-3, and then all of a sudden it became a 3-on-5. Very, very good from Fulham. Can't stop praising these guys enough because they have been fantastic. But Manchester United, they're still a threat there. And here we go, Malacia up against Robinson. Malacia's done well there. Christian Eriksen plays it through calmly to Casemiro, but his pass is cut out. And here we go, Marcus Rashford, he has gone down injured. Tried to win a jumping competition, but he's gone down holding his shoulder. And now I hope it's not the shoulder that he's had so many issues with. It's on his right hand side. I think it's his right shoulder that gives him grief. Let's have a look. Ooh, wow. He's gone right up and he's come down both arms extended. Oh dear me, that's a painful one. His full weight of his body pushed through his arms there. Just as they replay the Fulham effort. Vinicius, David De Gea saves. It was a comfortable save, but this one, him from Ream, and it was straight at him, but he still had to palm it over the crossbar. What a game of football this is. This second half has started electrically. Fantastic. Loving this game. Absolutely loving it. McTominay coming on for Elanga. What? Bruno's going to go, yeah. Eriksen is going to go into the 10. McTominay is going to play next to Casemiro. Bruno out to the right. Oh dear goodness. Phils, but how many more are we going to try and waste? We are such a wasteful team. You know, we've barely scored any goals in the Premier League this year. We have wasted chance after chance in majority of our games. It needs to stop. And this is where you can't blame Erik ten Hag, because if the players aren't finishing their chances, this is where we need a new striker. And I really hope we get a new striker next season. Well, we definitely will in the summer, but, you know, I had the debate on the Rich Sports last week about whether or not Choupo-Moting till the end of the season was going to be a wise move. To be honest, I'm still not convinced that he would be the right signing for Man United. But Bruno Fernandes there with the header. Oh, that's poor from Paul Tierney. No. Paul Tierney gives Fulham the free kick there on the edge of their own box. JD, will join you later post-match player ratings. My cell phone is running out of battery. No problem, Asif. Thank you so much for joining in and watching. The link is in the description to this video. I'll also post it on Twitter for you, mate, so don't worry about that. Craig put, looks like McTominay is playing at 10 unless my eyes are deceiving me. You know what? He was very high up then. He really was. I just thought the same thing when I saw him give away the free kick. Dan James is being readied. It's game over now if he plays against Malacia. Feeding the ball through there, but it's cut out. Now here's Kearney. And here we go. We've obviously lost our wits now with Elanga going off. Willian coming in there, but Elanga sees it out for another corner to Fulham. Fulham's goal is coming though. I'm feeling it now. I hate to say it. I do think Manchester United have every possibility of scoring as well. It'll just take a few more missed chances and we'll finally get it into the back of the net. But Fulham are looking very, very potent at the moment. Thank God Mitrovic isn't playing, that's all I'm saying. Another ball in. That's a good ball. Martial sees it out nicely. Martinez wins his header there. He's up against Ream. He's done so well. Wilson wins it back off him for a throw. It's taken quickly. Wilson. Kearney's done well here under pressure. Kearney whips the ball in. No, he doesn't. He fooled everyone, including me. Deco over Reed. He's done well. I don't know what's happened there. Who headed that out? Oh, Manchester United keep it in. Well done there. I think that was Bruno. It was indeed. Bruno Fernandes with a long ball. And the keeper came off his line quickly. What a ball from Bruno Fernandes that was. Managed to split the Fulham defence there. I think it was Marcus Rashford going straight down the middle. I still think Marcus Rashford can do it through the middle. He obviously likes to make that looping run, but he's still got it. And Dan James is coming on for Wilson. Wow. Pereira here. Luke Shaw. And Lindelof sees it through. But Luke Shaw looks so sparkly clean at the minute, doesn't he? He's got like Robert Firmino teeth. I swear he never used to have Firmino teeth before. New Klopp teeth. Klopp's probably buzzing himself now because McTominay's ball through. Surely he's offside here. Yeah. Eriksen's offside. Looked miles off from where I'm sitting. The angle I've got. Do you know what? I don't think he was. No, he was onside. Being a linesman in this day and age is actually probably like the hardest job on the pitch, because you're meant to allow play to go on, but then there's this whole thing of like how long do you let it go on for if you know they're offside. Now, if it was like obvious, I think it should be more obvious than that. Although I thought it was, and I've got a bit more of an aerial view than he has. He's sort of square on. Eriksen passes the ball across there to Bruno Fernandes. And now Willian attacks here. Now no Malacia in place. Willian here. They fed it through this right-hand side. The ball in. It's 1-1. Dan James. I told you it was coming. I literally just said Dan James. 1-1. Manchester United taken apart down that right-hand side. It's been coming all day. And Dan the man James. I always said it was going to come back to haunt us, this one. Malacia caught out of position. We lost the ball. Came straight down the right-hand side with Willian. And he was able to pass and I think he passed it through to Kearney, maybe. Kearney put it through. And Dan James is there to tuck it in. 1-1. Another setback for Manchester United. And these missed chances yet again come into play. Craig's put, we need a second goal to kill the game. The 1-goal lead is making me a little nervous. And then followed up that comment with 1-1. Craig's put, just had to be Dan James. Malacia is in no man's land. And Phil's put, typical. This has been coming all day. Certainly down that right-hand side. But Dan James, I said when he was coming on, he's going to be the one. And now, game on. But an overcommittal there from Malacia. Now, this is where I do question Malacia, because regardless of whether you're playing on the left or the right, if you're going to overcommit to something, it's the same on either flank. Like, you should know when to go forward and when not to. And I think he overcommitted there and was ultimately caught out. But this could go any which way now. Oh dear. I've broken my stream as well, guys, again. Every time Manchester United score, I do something that breaks something. I don't know how. As long as you guys can still hear everything, that's all that matters. Craig's put, those missed chances have come back to haunt us. Fulham fully deserved that goal. They really did. They've been brilliant. I'm a little bit surprised, but judging at their place in the table, they fully deserve it. Pre-season Pirlo here with a free kick. 40 yards out. Whips the ball in. Now Manchester United got it here. Oh, Eriksen, I think, missed the ball there. Robinson wins it back from him. Willian feeds in Robinson now. And they all missed the ball. Fernandez caught out there at the edge of our box, which isn't great. And Eriksen does really well to finally bring that little bit of pressure under control. And, oh dear me, Casemiro tried playing it out wide. And he ends up playing it out for a throw. Now, Dan James with a fantastic ball. Vinicius. And I am not convinced with Malacia. Bring on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I don't care. I'm going to say it. Bring on Aaron Wan-Bissaka at this point. Oh, my days. We should have scored at least 4 in the first half. Our players forget how to finish after we score 1 goal. Man United really trying to cut through the lines, but Fulham are really starting to figure out Manchester United's attack. All I can say is thank God they didn't have Mitrovic, because he would be in double figures now. And I'm going to say I'm really impressed with pre-season Pirlo. Pirlo and Dan James woke up feeling hungry today. Now, I had this discussion with somebody a few weeks ago, and I actually did post it in one of the group chats, that the guy I was talking to said he would love to have seen what Dan James did with Erik ten Hag as manager. I'm actually inclined to kind of agree with him. I would have loved to have seen it. Although the money that that Leeds offered us was fantastic. But I think he would have balled under Erik ten Hag, because that guy can run. His end product's shocking, and I think that's something that he would improve with over time. Obviously, it doesn't look like it with him going to Fulham now. Not sure if he's on loan at Fulham or if he's actually signed there permanently, but I really like Dan James. I liked him when he was at United. It was just his end ball was shocking, but his work rate was there. I don't know how old he is now. If he's older, or like 24, 25, or if he's still relatively young, like 22, 23. I don't know how old he is, but you always think if Dan James could have improved his end ball, he would be a really difficult player to figure out. William going out wide here. Rashford slipped, but Fulham still come away with it. It's all Fulham at the minute. And Marcus Rashford. Oh, referee stopped the game here. Marcus Rashford head injury. Fulham fans are going absolutely ape, and I can kind of understand why. But head injuries, man, you got to be so careful with them. Don't know what's happened here. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. As Reed's gone, as they've both slipped, Reed's clipped in the back of the head. That's a fair decision from the ref. Wan-Bissaka doesn't suit the system. Wan-Bissaka is a Ten Hag system, will be like a child trying to drive a bus. There's Craig with another analogy. Yeah, he doesn't suit the system, but at least he knows how to play right back. Do you know what I mean? Like, Malacia today, he's looked lost. Get Garnacho on, for God's sake. No threat out wide since McTominay came on. I just don't get these subs sometimes. I really don't get what... You want to try and swap like for like unless you want to change the system. Now, if he has changed the system, whatever he's done, it's broken it. It doesn't necessarily mean you've had to break the system by bringing on Scott McTominay. I would have thought Bruno would have gone down the right, which isn't great. And then Scott McTominay and Eriksen would have swapped. But it does look like McTominay is playing in the 10. So I don't get that. That makes no sense whatsoever. No point in playing a player that doesn't suit the system, JD. No, I agree, but at the same time, I'm looking at Malacia. What's Malacia? Malacia suits the system, but what has he done today? He's been non-existent. And although, like, I do agree, but I do think there's an argument to be made. But Alejandro Garnacho needs to come on now. And is it going to be another weekend of frustration where we're looking at the manager's decisions and saying, why isn't he making the necessary changes? Or is there a bigger picture here that we just obviously don't understand yet? But this game is crying out for a bit of creativity, certainly on the wings. I'm just looking now. Eriksen seems to have come up to the 10 role. They've all seemed to push up now, which is good. But yeah, see, Scott McTominay still playing higher up the pitch than Eriksen at times. I just don't get it. Eriksen wins the ball back. Luke Shaw. Martial. Don't know what happened there. Been a bit of a frustrating afternoon for Tony Martial today. Really, really disappointing from him today. But I don't think he looks right. I said right from the start, it's a great bit of play from Fulham there. But Bruno's slide tackle brought down the man. Didn't take any of the ball. That was Ream. But, yeah, Martial doesn't look right. Martial doesn't look right. We need squad depth, man. This is where our squad depth shows so badly. Wan-Bissaka will be equally non-existent. If he doesn't suit the system, then he can't make an impact. No, the point I'm making is that if you're playing Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a right-back, he can at least do the fundamentals of a right-back. Maybe getting forward and things like that would be difficult. But today, Malacia hasn't done anything going forward or defensively. If nothing else, Aaron Wan-Bissaka defensively can do more than Malacia today. Without a doubt, for me. Like... I understand the argument about him making an impact in terms of going forward and things like that and in the system. I get that. But here we go. Dan James here. He slipped. Whipped the ball in. That's not a bad ball, but Victor Lindelof manages to see it out. Dan James really causing us issues. But no, it's not saying about the Wan-Bissaka would make more of an impact. What I'm saying is that defensively he would make an impact. I don't think going forward or anything like that. He's terrible going forward. Liverpool will be licking their lips at this result. Absolute jokers. Crap second half and not taking our chances. The opening few seconds as well, the opening few minutes rather, we looked so feisty. We looked really up for it. And then it all fell apart. It really did. I need to take this timer off because it's doing its own thing now. Ooh, Ream with a bicycle kick that nearly went through, and oh my days, David De Gea. Oh my goodness me. What an effort this is. Don't know who that was. Was it? Who was it here? Pelini, was it? Bicycle kick, but it luckily felt, yeah, Pelini it was. Yes! Garnacho on, but Martial off. Rashford will go straight down the middle. Garnacho will go down the left. Interesting. Interesting. I can vibe with this. Interesting. Yes, you're right. Liverpool will be licking their lips. 2 points, I think, now they'll be behind us. After having, 7 points? Could have been 7 points, 8 points clear of them. These players will never, ever learn. I'm still holding out, though, that we can see this game through. Still time. I'm sorry, Craig. I am going to have to take your beloved timer off because I don't get what it's doing. It is literally just doing what it wants to. But I will tell you where we are. Certainly on where I'm watching it. We're on the 73rd minute now. Martinez did so well against pre-season Pirlo, who is clipping at his heels. And he does give a little shove to the Butcher. Hey, little man, don't you mess with the Butcher. I've been impressed with Andreas Pereira today. Pretty decent. Done nothing but everything. That kind of thing. We've got 15 minutes now to sort everyone's just sort of stood still. Here we go now. Malassi gives away a free kick in the Fulham third for a foul on Willian. It's about as close as he's got to him. Did you get the timer from Poundland, says Craig? No, I got it from Wish. A Wish timer. I think it goes up to an hour and then it resets itself, but I don't know how to get it to go to like past an hour. I don't get how it works. I thought it'd be as simple as like making a few setting changes, but it's not. I've had to download stuff and then do all the font and everything. It's really crazy. I need to find a nice simple way. Casemiro there, and then Scott McTominay giving the ball away. But luckily the Butcher is there on Pereira. Here's Garnacho. Garnacho with a couple of step overs. Garnacho's taken over. Paul Tierney had a very, very good sight of that. We'll see the replay shortly, and I'm sure VAR will be checking it. I didn't look like much to me. It looked like a shoulder to shoulder. Not much really in it. Bruno Fernandes resorting to the long-range kick from about the 25-yard. VAR are looking at this. He stopped the game. From what I saw, it didn't look like it, but... Oh! Reed didn't get any of the ball, but he did take the player. There's a tangle of legs there. Not being given. I think that's fair. It would have been a bit harsh to give that. You only get them if you're Man City, I think. Very, very similar to the one that Kevin De Bruyne had. Actually, I'd say that one was more of a penalty than the one that City had, to be fair. Eriksen feeds through Garnacho. It's Garnacho against Reed. Been pushed out again. Just couldn't get his final ball off there. Reed for Pereira, but he's minced by Lisandro Martinez. That's what I love. I love the Butcher. Craig's put that stone wall. Paul Tierney is taking the piss. To be fair, you know, looking at it, he didn't get any of the ball and he did trip the player. So, to be fair, at first I thought it was shoulder to shoulder. From the angle, obviously, that we get, it looked like shoulder to shoulder. I thought that's fair enough. He hasn't given any of them, so can't really give a penalty. But looking at it, there's definitely an argument to be made. How come Manchester United can't seem to get any penalties this season? Dan James has done so well. And then overkicked it for Willian. Oh, Scott McTominay. Well done, referee. Gave handball against Fulham there. Well done, John Travolta. Loving it. I thought Scott McTominay did enough to take it past him, but yeah, Manchester United just cannot seem to catch a break when it comes to referees' decisions. Obviously, we had 2 or 3 Stonewall penalties turned down against Newcastle. You know, massive 3 points or 2 points dropped in that game. That one, you could argue, if that was given as a penalty, I don't think I could have argued with that. Not that I'm sitting here going to scream and say, oh, you know, it should have been a penalty. It's one of them. It's not been given. I can't really moan too much, but I wouldn't say it was Stonewall personally. Sorry, I'm getting a bit closer to the screen. I get like this when the match gets closer. It's like that thing on FIFA, you know, when you get closer to the screen, it makes you play better. I'm trying to infuse that on Manchester United. Here comes Dan James down that flank. Good ball in, and Lindelof can see it out for a throw-in. Oh, dear me. What a horrible game this is. But yeah, it's such a good point, isn't it? Why aren't we getting free kicks? Interesting. Anybody else that's watching today, anyone that's new to the channel, please make sure you drop us a like. We had a couple of new subscribers today, which is lovely to see. So please like and subscribe. Manchester United will win if you like and subscribe, I promise. From this point on. What happened here now? Shaw's been... These commentators, man, they are so biased against United. It's unreal. Every single game we get seems to be some ex-Arsenal player or ex-Liverpool player that's like, oh, that was never a penalty, but then that was against Luke Shaw. He got nutmegged. Obviously, couldn't move. The player ran into him, and it's a free kick. And he's like, oh, he wrapped his arms around him. Honestly, jokes. And here we go. Andreas Pereira standing over this free kick. That's not a bad ball in. And Polinia, it's Fulham's turn to miss chances now. This has got 1-1 written all over it from here now. Oh, that's poor from Polinia there. Really is poor. Manchester United free kick in our half of the pitch, which we obviously don't want. But this is so disappointing. So disappointing, this game. Oh, another frustrating weekend of football. Craig's put Stonewall. This game has smash and grab all over it. It really has. Bruno Fernandes flips it over to Garnacho, who don't know what he tried doing there. Was cleared from Fulham. Casemiro. Shaw. Luke Shaw's ball in. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Bruno. Poor from Bruno there. The ball came in, whipped in, I think, from Luke Shaw, found Bruno Fernandes at the far side, and Bruno crosses the ball horrendously. It was actually Bruno on that right-hand side as well. So, you look at the changes that were made. McTominay came on. Bruno was pushed out wide. Bruno loses the ball out wide whilst Malassi was out of position. They go and score from it. Again, squad depth is such an issue. We are so... Oh my gosh, playing it around the back now, but Fulham are really pressing. Fulham can smell blood here. Manchester United have played it out really nicely here. Garnacho, that's a great ball, I think, from McTominay then. Garnacho slips up against Reed, but he's still got the ball. Luke Shaw on the overlap. Puts the ball in! Oh my gosh, got McTominay. Heads it over. Craig's put, do you think Pereira could have done something under Ten Hag? Maybe. He was a player that on his day looked phenomenal, but then his day came usually pre-season, hence the nickname. But Dan James was definitely one I was quite taken back by when my mate said about it. My instinct was to say absolutely not, but I really couldn't. Vinicius to Pereira. Casemiro was blocked there. 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Certainly on mine anyway. Bruno Fernandes. That ball over the top has been on. It's just not happening, man. It's so close. We are so short, man. I think now the World Cup's on, we can just finally put this club football to one side. Regroup after the World Cup. Hopefully, maybe get something in January. If not, assess our options and see where we end up. But we have missed 2 big opportunities to get into that top 4. Really big opportunities. Last week's game against Aston Villa. Today's hasn't been much better. We've created quite a few more chances than we did against Villa. But our finishing, our end ball, has been absolutely shocking. And that is me being nice. Make sure you get in the comments and check out or in the comment section, and tell me who your man of the match has been. It can be for Fulham, it can be for Man United. We are going to do the player ratings at the end of this. Make sure you go and check out the link in the description for that. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like notifications, all that good stuff. Ball over the top. Marcus Rashford. That touch was awful, but Fulham won it more. And Paul Tierney gives the free kick to Manchester United. Sorry, to Fulham. Oh, dear goodness. Oh. Fulham fans applauding the players, and rightfully so. Fulham have been brilliant today. Take nothing away from them. They have been brilliant. Victor Lindelof plays it back to De Gea. De Gea smashes it long. Still 6 minutes plus stoppage time to get something. We can miss another 6 or 7 chances in that time. But Malacia at right back today has been shocking. So poor, man. I feel bad because I actually love Tyrell Malacia, and I feel like every game he's played at left back has been pretty decent. So I do think it's a positional thing, but yeah, it's not good. Commentators just gone on about saying the next goal wins. I like that. Like we used to do at school. Very much. It feels really much like that. Last few minutes before the... What are you doing, McTominay? McTominay tried a header from outside of the box. I don't know if he had anything else that he could have done there, if it just came at him too quick. But, a frustrating afternoon. And the worst bit is, the most annoying thing is we have frustrated ourselves. It's not been that Fulham have made it difficult for us. We've actually got through Fulham countless times. Our end ball today has been shocking. Come on, lads. 7 minutes, I reckon, with stoppage time. Dan James on the run. Lindelof just managed to get there. That was so close. Martinez is really struggling up against Dan James. Dan James, so fast. But again, end ball's not great. But Lindelof did really well there. Positionally, really, really well there. Paul is blaming Klopp for us not getting penalties. We need a striker and a right back in January. But it is that question, who do we get in January? You know, Gakpo is not going to be allowed to leave from, according to, you know, PSV. They're not letting Gakpo go. They're going to let him go in the summer. Right back, there's probably quite a few options at right back. Carlos Vinicius, but Lindelof has done well again. Lindelof's been really solid today. Scott McTominay skips around everybody there, puts the ball out wide. Now Garnacho plays it back to Scott McTominay. Pressure is building for Fulham here, like this. Casemiro now with the ball in. Casemiro. Fernandes again. What is Fernandes doing there? Bruno in the second half has been horrendous, man. Shocking performance from Bruno. It's this right wing when Anthony isn't playing. We've got nothing. Oh my days. Bruno put the ball in, like headed the ball across goal as if someone else was meant to be there, forgetting the fact that that is the position that he is now occupying. Oh, Fulham here. They come forward here with Kearney, Willian. Oh my days. Horrible match. Horrible game. I'm not streaming anymore. Bruno can't play on the right, says Craig. I agree. Craig's put Frimpong for right back, and I'm sure if the money is right, PSV will budge on Gakpo. This is Manchester United, Craig. We are not going to be signing. We're not going to be spending money in the winter. We're just not. What do you need? Nothing's going on, guys. There's a little break. I think couple of... Oh, yeah, 3 minutes added on. Half past. Yeah, Tom's coming on for the... Craig, but thanks for reminding me of the harsh reality, JD. We've played now... in that front three over the past few games. We've had Garnacho. We've only really lost Jadon Sancho and Anthony. They're the two players that we've lost, right? Up front, and Martial's just come back. We've been playing Martial, Ronaldo, Garnacho, Rashford, Harry Maguire, Elanga, and Bruno Fernandes. Now... that is awful. Obviously, when their players are fit, it's fine. You lose one or two players and we crumble. The options just completely disintegrate. Having to play Harry Maguire in this day and age, in any day and age, as a number 9 is shocking. But Martial today has not looked on it. He has looked so leggy. I said that from... 5-6 minutes in, he doesn't look right. Now, here we go. Fulham have won the ball. Fulham whip the ball in with Vinicius, but it goes over everybody's head and Luke Shaw can clear it up. Lisandro Martinez plays out to Luke Shaw. Nicely played out here. Now, last chance saloon for Manchester United. 1 minute left to go. Eriksen. Garnacho. Eriksen. Garnacho! Garnacho! Yes! Manchester United have done it! Ooh, oh, come on! Come on! I didn't know I could go that high, but I did. I did it. Alejandro Garnacho! Oh! Manchester United have surely won it by 2-1. Alejandro Garnacho. Beautiful finish. Brilliant play. I thought they'd overdone it. Cannot believe it. Yes, I'm sorry to the neighbours. I am really, really sorry. But Alejandro Garnacho. I am buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Oh my days. Phil said, called it. Craig, that was fantastic football. Smash and grab. Yes, yes, my boy. Yes, oh my gosh. Katie's comment, by the way, what has she put? What a sound from downstairs. I am sorry, I didn't even know I had that vocal range. I hit the high note. Alejandro Garnacho hit the back of the net. That's all that matters. Manchester United have surely won this game by 2-1 with almost the last kick of the game. And you have to feel for Fulham. They've been fantastic, but forget Fulham. We don't care about them. We only care about one team, and that's Manchester United. Smash and grab. The boys go 4 points clear of Liverpool. We're only 3 points or so behind Tottenham with a game in hand. Alejandro Garnacho in the 90 plus 3 minutes. Oh my gosh, also known as the 93rd minute. I am buzzing. I am bouncing. Come and check us out on the player review. It's going to be a lot happier now, a nicer vibe. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. See you on the next one in about 10 to 15 minutes. I want to post up on Twitter now. Woo! Unbelievable.